This episode of Lords of the Storm is brought to you by our sponsors over at Patreon, where you, yes you, can also support the show. Just head over to patreon.com/Lords of the Storm to become a patron today.
Heroes, gather tribute and earn my favor. What do you say? Are you ready to begin?
What is up, everyone? Welcome to episode 187 of Lords of the Storm, a Heroes of the Storm podcast. My name is Greg Gizmo Zord Parker, and I'm joined tonight, of course, by the Zord Lords themselves, Mr. Ryan TBK Zord Reader and Mr. Alpaca Zord Jennington, making his triumphant return. And he's just so excited about this show. He's going to have nothing to say and
Speechless,
just a look of excitement on his face. So if you're just listening to audio, just picture a really excited alpaca, and that is what you get.
Yep.
Multi,
That's all you get.
that's all you get. That's the show, actually. We're just going to let him do the speaking with his facial expression. But no, Multi is under the weather tonight. He has a strep throat. And it turns out, whenever you do podcasting and you use your voice and your vocal cords, when stuff is wrong with your throat, it kind of makes it hard. So we're giving him a break here. And, of course,
Giving him a pass.
Al was just super excited to be able to fill in on the spot there. But I digress. On this week's episode, we get one more hero release squeezed in before BlizzCon, which brings some more questions coming up to BlizzCon. The Halloween event is starting to wind down. Is Kerrigan still on top? And we have some changes in the HGC as the Crucible came to an end this last weekend. And we have some stuff to give away, thanks to Blizzard. What? So,
What?
for those here with us live, we have some Mal'Ganis codes, we have some Mephisto codes, we have some virtual ticket codes. And you may be thinking to yourself right now on your way to work, listening to this in your car, man, I really, really wish I was at the live show. First off, what are you doing with your life?
We wish you were here too.
We do.
Let's be honest.
And second
It's
off,
okay though.
don't worry, because we're gonna have some stuff. You're gonna have opportunity throughout the week, but we'll get into those details here in a second. So thanks again to Blizzard for those. Before we get into the stuff, though, TBK, how are you? What have you been up to this last week?
Well, I don't have strep throat, so
good.
that's a big thumbs up. I've been playing a lot of heroes this week. In fact, a lot of Team League. And I do have an update. I have hit Plat 2. So moving right along. I believe I am 16-4 now. So not too bad. Mostly been duo or trio queuing.
Okay. Have you done any solo?
I have done a few solo.
Oh
Not
yeah,
many.
we talked about that last week.
Yeah, I've done a few solo.
But
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it a lot.
What role are you maining?
Warriors is what it seems to end up with most of the time. I think my highest win right now is surprisingly Johanna. I've been using her quite a bit lately, and she's been a really good all-around Team League tank.
Very nice. Yeah, Johanna was one of kind of my go-to tanks this last season. I think it was Johanna, Blaze, and good old ETC and Uriel when I could squeeze her in for offlane. But that's cool. I am still trying to figure out my new rotation for this season of what I want to play. Was really leaning towards Kerrigan. I don't know. Maybe still. I just need to do some more testing because turns out she was a little broken, possibly. And so they wanted to fix that, and rightfully so. So I'll have to do some testing on her. Myself, this last week, has been all heroes for my gaming time. I haven't done any WoW because of the quest stuff. Wanted to make sure and get that done, and we'll talk about that here in a second as well. But I did do... So I retired from raiding in World of Warcraft. I didn't play World of Warcraft this year, or this last week, but I did defeat a raid boss today, and that's called the DMV. So super stoked to be done with that. Cleared it. Don't have to touch it till next expansion. So, boom. Go Gizmo.
That is definitely an in real life boss.
It is. There were several wipes. It took about a month worth of polls on raid night to get it down, but we got it down. And got loot. Called license plates. But, that's not important stuff. You know what's important? Heroes of the Storm. So let's go ahead and hop on into the news. All right. So first up, of course, the giveaways. More deets on those. Wicked Kit in our mod in chat. Again, we'll be giving away some of those in chat during the live show here. But for those listening not live, sometime throughout the week, we are going to be giving away some of them in Discord. So if you're not in our Discord channel, make sure to join that. And you can join that at www.bit.ly/lotsdiscord, or you can go to our Twitter. It's posted there as well. And just click that and join in there. We have a contest section. So we will post in there what you need to do to possibly get your hand on one of those. And then we are going to be doing at least one email one. So here's what I want to do. For a virtual ticket at BlizzCon, if you are unable to make it to BlizzCon, but you want to see what's happening, what's going on. That's what I did my very first year. And then... now this will be my 5th BlizzCon in a row. So
plus all the sweet in-game loots that come with it.
Yes, all the sweet in-game loots. Be warned, though, by winning this ticket, you will then be stuck going to BlizzCon every year after that because you'll just want to go that much more. And then after you go,
that's true.
You can't not go. So it's free for now. That's what we'll say. It's free for now. For this code, though, all you got to do, shoot us an email at lordsofthestorm@outlook.com explaining to us, why you want the virtual ticket. Seems pretty obvious. Maybe you just want it so you don't have to pay for it. You're planning on getting it anyways. Maybe you were really wanting to go to BlizzCon this year, but, stuff happened. You weren't able to. So you were sad that you were going to miss out, but this is your chance. Or who knows? Whatever the reason is. Shoot us an email. And we will... pick a winner from those and announce that on next week's show. Right? Sound good?
Sounds good to me, Gizmo.
Bam. That's what I need. I need you to let me know my ideas are good.
I'm the lone voice of encouragement tonight.
Yeah, Al there. He
Look
gave me
how
a response.
happy
He
he
just didn't
is.
say anything.
Yeah, he's super happy.
He thought that was a great idea. Moving on, though. So the Halloween event that we currently have going on is coming to an end. This next patch, Mal'Ganis patch, which will be this next Tuesday. It's coming Tuesday. We talked a little bit last week about the quests. TBK and Multi talked a little bit about them the week before that while I was gone. And now we've had some more time with them and the event as a whole. And so we wanted to talk a little bit about it. Overall, personally for me, the event was really cool. The skins and stuff they have, all the content that you can get, superb. Love the skins. I ended up buying the bundle, so I didn't have to worry about trying to grind out loot crates this time. But it's a good thing I did that, because these quests have caused a little bit of issues for me personally. And TBK, I don't know if it's because I've had less gaming time that it's just made it harder for me to get those done. But I personally feel like, and we talked last week, some of these quests seem to go in a direction to where it changes your gameplay to possibly get them done, that it has been more of a chore. And by more of a chore for me personally, I mean the last 2 days that I've played Heroes of the Storm, it has been AI games to get these things done so I can get my mounts, which I did today.
Good. It's honestly, it's a little rough. There are 16 quests with a variety of things. You cannot do any of them at the same time. You must complete one before you can complete 3 more on each section, right? And the other stipulation is it has to be in a winning game.
Yeah.
And that's, I think so it's really rough because, one, if you're mainly a quick match person, the map may not be suited to whatever it is, the quest that you're doing. A little tricks, since there are still a few days left, while you're in ranked or unranked draft, you can still swap your quest once you see what the map is.
That's good.
Yeah, it's just it's a very mixed bag, because in some ways I kind of like the idea of what they're doing, and I think if you tweaked it, it could be better. Like, I'd like to see you be able to complete all 4 of the quest line, or any of the 4 at the same time, and not have it limited. Potentially even upping the amounts, but taking out the condition where it has to be in winning games to get them done. You need to basically be able to do it so that you don't alter people's behavior. And I think too many of these quests are too much behavior altering. And I was definitely seeing it a lot for the first week or 2 that this was out. A little less so now. But it does feel like, to me, and I play the game a decent bit, and I'm still going to have to hit some AI games to get this finished probably in time.
Yeah, it's that's it. I agree with you on the fact that, and I think I mentioned it last week, the biggest issue is only being able to do one at a time. For instance, capture 4 watchtowers in winning games was the biggest issue for me. Because if I'm playing, regular games, not against AI, most of the time I'm not really playing. I don't play super mobile characters a lot, so I'm not playing characters where, like, I'm gonna go over to steal the enemy team's vision. I don't really play bottom lane a ton. I do sometimes, but again, it comes to the having to win those games. So I tried doing those in AI matches, both co-op and just with AI teammates, and I kept getting maps that didn't have watchtowers on them. So it's like, okay, well now that just adds another game on top of it, because I have to play through this game before I can, get to the next one, and then have to win that game. Which, of course, in AI matches, I'm not worried about the winning thing. But yeah, it's kind of weird. So I hope if they do something like this in the future, and we've kind of compared this to maybe them testing the waters out for some sort of battle pass like Fortnite, that they don't do it like this. Like Fortnite gives weekly challenges. That's like a list of stuff that you can do, but you don't have to do it in a certain order. You can work on all of them at once. Something like that. Because the whole knock this out, this out, this out, it's just in my opinion, wasn't good for me getting to experience the event. Because again, had I not bought the bundle, I would not have been able to grind out, my low level heroes to get chests because I'm having to do certain things for these quests. So
Yeah, my big one I got stuck on that I actually just got done before the show started was the last piece of the Alexstrasza quest line where you had to get specific healing accolades at the end or MVP. And you could go tons of games without getting those specific things. So I jumped into AI with healers. I knew I could heal big time with, and started healing a bunch. Finished both, no deaths or anything. Didn't get the correct accolades. In fact, with the Alexstrasza, I got like the hero killing spree one, and I was just like, oh, come on, seriously. So I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna do the MVP, and I took hammer and I just ran it down lane.
in AI.
Yeah, in AI, and just destroyed everything and got MVP. Because there's a trick if you ever want to get a guaranteed MVP in co-op AI for any reason, just pick hammer, and just push down the lane.
Oh, so you did it in co-op? You didn't do it with AI teammates?
Yes, I did in co-op because those tend to go a little faster.
Yeah, but not if you don't get MVP, because then you got to do another one.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that one was fun. So I've got the white mane one left right now, and thankfully I should be able to do that in real games. The first part is just a bunch of healing, so I just had to play healers. But then again, gotta win them. So
yeah, and then of course once you get those 4 chains done, you unlock the final quest and you get to pick your tombstone mount, and I don't know what to call it. The good one, the good side tombstone, I believe is...
One's blue and one's reddish orange.
Yeah, I mean, I remembered what the quest was for the blue one up until just this moment. But it was easier than the red one. The red one was get 300k siege damage done in winning games. Which,
man,
of course I did an AI. Those I actually probably wouldn't suggest an AI because those games go too quick. Like I played Murky my first game, and I was literally pinging my AI teammates away from the core, retreat from core, so I could try just getting as much siege damage done as possible. And the lanes got pushed out, and the catapults ended it. So those might be ones that you can do in, I don't know, either co-op or just quick match, because generally you get a lot of siege damage done even if you're just playing a warrior or whatnot, if it's a decent length game.
In a lot of ways, I'm surprised that the event isn't running for another week or two.
Yeah. And I don't know if that's just because of like the Mal'Ganis release, that patch, they just decided to change it over, but like
yeah, it's kind of weird. And it's also kind of weird it's that it is far more efficient to do these in versus AI than it is just playing regular games.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was intended or not either.
I don't think it was. I wouldn't imagine that it was because, it just at the end of the day, this event felt weird. It felt more like a chore to get everything done to make sure I got what I wanted. Rather than just being rewarded for playing the game.
Yeah.
So, a few tweaks here and there, and who knows? Maybe it could be great. But again, you have until this next Tuesday to complete that, until the Mal'Ganis patch. So, do what you need to do, whether that's quick match, AI, co-op, whatever you need to do to get those done, because the red tombstone mount's pretty cool. Good thing though, from the chests that I have gotten, I've gotten a bunch of banners.
Yes, I was
cool
so
banners.
glad that they had some banners.
Yeah, because there's
This
some
event,
really cool
because
ones.
we haven't had banners for quite a while, honestly.
So, those are pretty much... I've got a couple cool portraits too. I got this really weird Stitches portrait. I don't know if you've seen it when we were playing a couple days ago. But I've gotten a lot of comments on it of people like, "Where'd you get that?" And I was like, I think it's from this event. I just crafted it for 50 shards or whatever. It's like a Mummy Stitches, but he's got these like super beady eyes, and he's vomiting.
They always seem to do portraits for other heroes that didn't get skins that you look at and you're just like, that would probably be a really cool skin.
Yeah, well,
We had that from the summer event.
Yeah, and I don't know, Mummy Stitches could be cool, but really I just got it because it's kind of creepy. Like his eyes, he kind of looks like a mummy naked mole rat with his little beady eyes. But I don't know, people seem to like it, so if you want it, go craft it. It's pretty neat. But any other thoughts or opinions on the Halloween event? What was this called? The Fall of King's Crest?
Yeah, the Fall of King's Crest. I liked the whole little story aspects and the little voiceovers and stuff like that. I just think the quests were a little weird.
Yep. Agreed. All right. So there's some interesting things here. Of course, Mal'Ganis was announced. We got the weird teasers this last week started out with just a picture of the 3 different lane minions, and then another picture on Saturday of the lane minions getting knocked around by a purplish green thing, and then of course Sunday we got the Mal'Ganis announcement with him going into PTR this last Monday. But a Redditor brought up a really interesting point here that I had not thought about. But Dorolius, Redditor Dorolius, says with Mal'Ganis, the roster panel circles will be full, and there will be no more empty ones. It's
true.
Yeah. So what option is Blizzard going to choose here? Are they going to add more circles further down? Are they going to do a scroll bar? What are they going to do? So this isn't the first time this has happened since the game has been out. Somebody else posted a link to all the different versions. Like back in alpha, it was just the portraits above the actual selection because there weren't that many. And then it moved, the second iteration in late beta moved to the circles, and then they've just been able to add more and more. But now it's to the point, it's they're kind of small. So what do they do from here? I don't personally know, but you know what? It's like Blizzard plans this stuff out. It's the last hero before BlizzCon, and it fills up. Are we going to get a new UI teaser at BlizzCon? Are they going to change it up again?
That's kind of what I'm wondering. I mean, this feels like it would be a good time, especially being BlizzCon, to announce big UI changes or big overhauls of the inner workings of the client. So
yeah, so
could be kind of cool. Or they'll just add more circles lower.
Yeah, well, see,
or just make all the circles smaller.
If this wasn't, the last hero before BlizzCon, I think I would assume it would just be. I don't know if they do the scroll down or not, but I don't feel like this is just chance that the last circle gets filled before BlizzCon. I do feel like we're gonna get some sort of UI update here.
Yeah, that's why I threw it in. I was just thinking about that, and I was just like, it's this might be coincidence, but with BlizzCon so close, it just kind of makes sense.
It does, and also, they've been talking about, changing roles and stuff like that for character descriptions for a while.
Yeah, so that could be part of that whole rework.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
Which
we kind of got the hint, right, of those with the gear shirt. Yeah, they did. It's got the six different role symbols. We almost certainly have to hear something about that at BlizzCon.
Hopefully. Isn't that shirt gone now? Like, that shirt, it was on the gear store.
I thought they put it back up.
Oh, okay.
They sold out or something, and then they restocked, and it was an announcement they made a week or so ago.
Did they ever actually announce that that's what those symbols are? Or
they did not.
It's just like, oh, here it is on the gear store.
Yeah,
ominous.
They just threw it out there. It was super weird. That it's just like, oh, look, guys, here's a long sleeve shirt that's got some symbols on it, and it's a Heroes of the Storm shirt, and you've never seen the symbols before. But we talked about a role revamp system. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Oh, and by the way, all the hero slots are full now. So yeah, that's actually what happened. We are out of hero slots, and now they'll just we're done. That's it. Mal'Ganis is eternal. This hero list is now eternal. It's it forever, unless we just get rid of people now and refill those spots. So who would be the first to go?
Who would I give up?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I don't know. I love them all. I would get rid of Hanzo.
Wow. Okay. I don't know who I would get rid of. Probably I would say either Tassadar or Lost Vikings. Just because, I mean, Lost Vikings at this point,
I could
really
see that.
see him. And Tassadar's old kit,
Yeah, I could see that.
They'll do Tassadar 2.0 whenever HOTS 3.0 launches, and then he'll get added back in, and he'll take the place of, I don't know, somebody.
I feel like this could be a pretty big, like, everyone knows that this is going to be the BlizzCon of Diablo.
Yes.
Like I think that's been foreshadowed enough to know that BlizzCon, like, Diablo is going to be the main focus of this BlizzCon. But I do think this could be a pretty big BlizzCon for Heroes too, especially with the lore stuff they've been doing all year, role system revamp with all this testing of Team League they're doing from the rank side. I think they could have some pretty big things.
So that actually brings up another good point I've been thinking about. With this being what everyone's expecting it to be, the Diablo BlizzCon, I'm almost at the point where I really don't know what we are going to hear heroes-wise, because from everything like we've been thinking between, now adding in a possible UI rework, a lot more lore stuff, of course, a couple hero announcements. Like that's a lot.
I have an idea, Greg,
to announce. So like, I don't know. I'm not sure it's going to be all that stuff.
I have an idea. Tell me what you think about it.
Okay.
Let's do a show on the 24th and make it all about BlizzCon.
That's really weird timing. Why would we do that?
I just, pluck the date from my head.
Okay. I guess I
like that idea? I think that's a good idea.
I'm not sold, but you could.
Still got a week to think about it.
Yeah. You could probably convince me.
Okay.
So we'll do that. But yeah, I don't know. And we keep saying that, we're not going to talk much about BlizzCon this week, guys, because of course we're going to have our BlizzCon show, but stuff just keeps happening, and
it's
you
true.
can't help but start thinking about
But wonder.
it.
Yes.
It's that time of year. But I digress. We will move on. No more BlizzCon stuff. That's a lie. BlizzCon will be mentioned again. Did I say we have BlizzCon virtual ticket codes? Because we do. Boom.
We do.
But moving on here, so Mal'Ganis, of course, in the PTR, there is some patch notes for that. And before we get to Mal'Ganis, there's only one other hero change in here that is huge. It's the only thing there, but it's for Ana. And healing darts will now pierce targets at full health. Hallelujah.
Amen.
Oh my gosh.
This is apparently a change they made in Overwatch several months back. And so I guess they decided they've been testing it for a while. They had mentioned it in one of the AMAs a little bit back, but it's finally coming. It's coming on Tuesday. And this is going to make, I would say it is a quality of life change for Ana, because there's nothing more annoying than hitting a teammate who's full health or almost full health when you're trying to hit that person who really needs it, that's just on the other side of them.
Yeah, like your front line that needs the healing.
Yeah, but it could potentially be a huge buff to Ana, just in general.
Yeah, I think so, because I don't play Ana a ton because I'm pretty bad with her. But the piercing darts quest was, always super popular. I don't know if it still is, if that's like the go-to pick, but a big reason for that being, hey, I can actually heal my front line now without hitting anybody else to get that healing. Yeah, of course, it's also nice to heal 2 people at once, but it's hard to line 2 people up on purpose necessarily all the time. So this, I'm excited to see if this potentially opens up some other talents for her there. Not
maybe.
having to worry about that. So
I expect just from that alone, we'll start seeing her more often, though.
yeah,
Could be really
who
good.
knows? Maybe I'll give her a try here, because I got her Cobra skin in a crate this week.
Ah, yes.
I completely forgot
good one.
about that thing, and it's awesome. It's a really good skin. So I shall give her a shot.
There were 2 more quick things before we hit Mal'Ganis as well. And this is just kind of a general FYI to everybody. As of Tuesday's patch, Heroes of the Storm is no longer supporting the DirectX 9 and 32-bit versions of the client. So
I had forgotten about that.
yeah, so this is a big deal, because I know there are a lot of people who still use that. They've done a lot of work over the past several months to try and make the 64-bit client work well, and DirectX 10, 11 client work well. But yeah, as of Tuesday, if for some reason like your game won't launch or you start having issues, this could potentially be it, because they're dropping support. And I mean, this is in a lot of ways this is good. 32-bit, super old. DirectX 9 at this point, super old, and this gives them one less thing they have to test from like a QA regression standpoint every single time they do a new build. So that will probably help them a lot in that point. But just as an FYI, that's going away.
Yeah.
The other really interesting thing, and this is almost a little mini discussion point. It's just kind of almost a footnote. It's really easy to miss, but in the PTR notes, it says, it's got a little Haunted Mines thing. And it says Haunted Mines has been removed from all gameplay modes. It will still be available to be played in custom games. Now, the interesting thing is, it does not say it's been removed for a rework.
Mm-hmm.
It's just been removed. And so it's just kind of got me thinking, it's already been reworked once. We've never gotten a map reworked twice before. Technically, we still could potentially see Haunted Mines, reworked again. But it would be the first map that had been reworked twice. But it makes me wonder, is this potentially the beginning of the strategy to keep the map pool size from becoming overwhelming? And will we maybe see the less popular maps rotated out permanently into and limited to just custom games in the future? What do you think about that?
I don't know. Will we hear that announcement at BlizzCon? What? It's going back to BlizzCon stuff? No.
Yeah.
No, I think it's super interesting, and I don't know what my preference would be when it comes to a strategy for that. I don't think I like the veto system that people have been wanting, just because I feel like then the unpopular maps would never get played anyways. So this is almost better than that, because if you want to play it, you can play it in custom games. But at the same time, I don't know, that it feels weird, kind of just having, like, you'll never see that map again in most of your game modes unless you do customs.
It does feel weird, but I think in a lot of ways it's going to be needed, because we will hit a point where there are too many maps to have in general rotation. And there are many maps that are much less popular than other ones. And this may just be a case of we went back to the drawing board with it. We brought it back. No one liked it that much still. And so we're just gonna call this one retired. We're gonna free up a slot in the map pool and let you play it in custom if you want.
And it could be just that, in that they don't have a strategy of limiting the pool at this point. It could very well just be, hey, Haunted Mines isn't working the way we want it to for this game. And so if you want to play it, you can play it, but it's not going the direction that we want it to for this brawler, which is also an interesting thing. So, because it has been a very different mind.
Back in Tech Alpha and Beta, they did mention potentially retiring maps at some point when the pools got too big or when there were too many. And so maybe we're finally at that point where we're starting to see that a little bit.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think I'm okay with that, because the more maps you have, the harder the game is to learn. Because not only does a new player have to learn all the new heroes, but unlike a Dota or a League of Legends where it's just the new heroes, you have to learn a new map, and the maps, at least some of them, are extremely different from each other in strategy and the heroes that are good on them, or the team comps you should do. And so if you keep the map pool at a certain level, you're at least not continually raising that threshold to learn even further.
Yeah, and that also potentially goes back to the discussion we had several months ago about, it getting to the point where they need to update the beginner's experience for this game, whether that be through tutorials, map introductions, and things like that, limiting pool, which they have done. I think your first 3 games as a player are on Cursed Hollow, and then it starts to open the pool up. But, with a game that is going to, at least at this point, continue to have maps added to the game, that would be very hard to do. Change the beginner experience each time a new map comes out. So it makes sense to keep it at a reasonable
level.
amount.
Yeah.
Which, What are we at right now? 13, 14?
Yeah, 13 or 14, something like that.
That's a lot. That's a whole lot.
It's a lot of variety. I mean, honestly, think about it. Like, if this were any other game, we would basically be playing Cursed Hollow every game.
Mm-hmm.
Cursed Hollow is basically the most standard,
I
think, map that we have. If you want a comparison to the other MOBAs, we'd be playing Cursed Hollow every game. And the more I think about it, it's just like, wow, Heroes spoils me because I get to play all these different maps. I think it would be super annoying to go back to just one map every single game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one of the reasons I really enjoy Heroes, just because of the variation of the maps.
Mm-hmm. And
but there is such thing as too much of a good thing.
There is. And there's also, the question of how different can they continue to make maps that still work in this type of game? Because that's not an easy job either.
Blizzard, I have a few concepts over on heroeshearth.com if you need any ideas.
Yeah, TBK, but have you sat down to not only think about how the map works and all the camps and stuff within the map, but how each of the 70 plus heroes we have in the game and the ones in the future coming out will impact that map and how it is played, and balancing issues and fitting the feel and the fantasy of Heroes of the Storm?
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, then let's do it. Yeah, cool. You sold me. Bam.
Sweet.
All right, so now let's talk Mal'Ganis here. So, Mal'Ganis, of course, for those that have been listening to the show for a long time, I'm not the strongest when it comes to lore. But I do know Mal'Ganis is a Dreadlord, or Nathrazim? I don't know if it's N-A or N-E. But I do know he's back from Warcraft 3, involved with Arthas, that cool stuff. Hey,
Yep.
look, they have notes for me
Kind
here.
of the one, yeah. He's the one that corrupted Arthas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Boom. Into Lich King's
it's a great
service.
storyline in Warcraft 3. Everyone should go play it.
Yes. But Mal'Ganis is one of those ones. He hasn't been like one of the top requested, but he has been one that for a really long time like keeps getting mentioned. Like, oh, a Dreadlord would be super awesome to have. Like Mal'Ganis would be super cool. And so we finally got him. And even cooler, potentially, is he's going to be a warrior. So this is very exciting and also very nerve-wracking for me personally, because it's been a while since we've had a warrior come out that's like a main tank.
It's true.
They've tried, and they always end up becoming
Offlaners.
Yeah, offlaners. So,
Yep.
you know, Blaze making his way into the main tank position now. But I do have hope for Mal'Ganis. So I have tried him on the PTR. And from what I have got, I feel like he would work well in both. To me, his sustain, he's almost just like he's frustrating to play against. I will say that. He's like playing against a Yrel, kind of, because of his sustain and his CC and his escapability. So that's one of my worries, is that he's going to be really frustrating hero to play against. But he's also super fun. Like,
He is. He's a ton of fun.
yeah.
And I completely agree with you. I think he has the potential to be a main tank. I think his wave clear is a little slow and too mana dependent, I guess, to be a really good offlaner.
Mm-hmm.
He might be able to tie or stall fairly well in an off lane, but I think he's got the CC and he's got the sustain and the health he needs to actually be a main tank. The interesting thing is, it is very much a sustain tank, because your trait is all about healing you for damage that you deal, right? And so it's interesting because in that way too, he actually has some really hard counters. Basically, if you have a reliable form of healing reduction, you will decrease his viability significantly.
Yeah.
Maybe Ana.
Yes.
Might be coming
Interesting.
back in the same patch that he releases. It's just like, we know this guy's crazy, but guys, we're making Ana viable again. So there's your 100 healing reduction right there. Don't worry, we got you.
It's true. No, and actually, I played him a little bit on PTR, and then I played a custom match on PTR with a Viper, and Viper was playing him. So I played Brightwing. The enemy team had one as well. Brightwing is also pretty dang strong against him, because we talked last week about the amount of disruption she has is insane. So if he's polymorphed, if he's silenced, he can't do anything to heal himself. Well, he can basic attack, but that's not going to be enough to keep him up. But we'll go over just his baseline kit here real quick. The Fell Claws on his Q. You violently slash in the chosen direction, dealing damage to enemies. And you can reactivate it up to 2 more times. And the third slash will stun enemies for 0.75 seconds. This is, and I have seen the comparison made a lot, and I agree, it's very reminiscent of Riven from League of Legends, her kind of Q combo.
Yeah.
And it's really fun, and it feels good, and the stun's cool. W, Necrotic Embrace, desecrate the air, dealing 119 damage to nearby enemies, and then you gain 25 armor for 3 seconds. And then
Desecrating the air. What a prick. It's just
he's a Dreadlord.
It's just the weirdest. I'm gonna desecrate the air, not the ground.
Not to be
The air.
confused with defecate. It's desecrate.
No, it's all gas.
So, yeah, just farts and spins in a circle. I mean, that could work too. You know,
It could.
Makes sense.
It's essentially how
skin.
Stitches deals damage.
It's a skin idea. Something.
Yep.
I don't know.
And speaking of skins, he's got a robot skin, and it made me super happy. Bring on more robot skins.
Yes.
I will take them all.
Every hero needs at least one robot skin.
Yep.
But
Take them all.
Then he is Night Rush. After 0.75 seconds, you gain 50% movement speed for 2 seconds. While active, Mal'Ganis can move through enemy heroes and put them to sleep for 2.5 seconds. So he does this like weird thing with his hands, and he has these beams going between his hands, and then it's like he zaps people's head and puts them to sleep. It's pretty cool. And then his heroic abilities: Carrion Swarm. After 1 second, you disperse into an invulnerable swarm of bats for 3 seconds, dealing 74 damage per second to enemies. Vampiric Touch heals for 100% of Carrion Swarm's damage to heroes. And then I love this heroic, Dark Conversion. Channel on an enemy hero for 0.75 seconds, then swap health percentages with the target over 3 seconds. That one's nutso. And I know this is what the conversation we started getting into about which one we think will be the go-to. And I think
Carrion Swarm.
I'm still on Dark Conversion after playing the actual like PvP, that custom game. Dark Conversion is so nuts. In 0.75 seconds
has the potential to be super, super strong situationally. And I think there'll be maps that it'll be really good on, especially maps where you're not necessarily in all out 5v5 team fights. Because remember too, and it depends which way he ends up leaning, but if you're the main tank and you're in a team fight, it's going to be really hard for you to get that off and swap with somebody for any sort of reasonable amount of health before just getting burned down and dying. And so I was just thinking about that the other day. I think Carrion Swarm is going to just be it, because I mean, you're invulnerable. Both of them have a cast time. That's kind of the big thing that surrounds his kit, is a lot of things have cast times. And it even mentioned it some in the Spotlight video. He's very interruptible for a lot of his abilities. So you have to be careful, but you're invulnerable for 3 seconds and you heal a ton. By the way, Anubarak feels super bad that Mal'Ganis is getting this, because Beetle Swarm just got really sad. All of his beetles got super sad.
Locust. Well, so
Locust Swarm, yeah.
My thing about Carrion is, yes, it makes you invulnerable. Yes, you get 100% of your Vampiric Touch healing while casting that. But being invulnerable, people can also pass through you. So there's no longer a front line. You just gave an open gateway to your back line. To whereas,
except that you'll be on them still, sucking all their health away,
but it's
and
not
healing yourself. Then you pop back up.
It's
and
not a ton
rip
of
their
damage.
faces off.
It's not a ton of damage. Therefore, not a ton of healing.
But you took blind as a Bizat.
So
blind as a bat.
I'm going to get to that
16.
talent in a second, because that is
I'm going to get to that in a second. Talent ever.
It's the
in
best
the
talent
entire
in the game. Best talent in the game. But Dark Conversion, yeah, it's a 0.75 seconds. That's pretty darn quick. It's not. It's telegraphed, but it's not like a huge telegraph saying that you're going to do it. And with his basic abilities, I don't think people are always going to be able to hold out on CC waiting for you to cast Dark Conversion with the other abilities that you're casting. And it didn't seem to be an issue to get that off in the team fights that we were playing, and we were playing, I think, on Alterac Pass. It seems super strong, and I think you can pair it with other things to protect him while your health swaps over that 3 seconds. So I really like it.
We'll see. It is an awesome heroic, and the Spotlight video made it seem like stupid strong. He was just fighting a Zeratul, and like a full health Zeratul, he was at 10% health, and he was just like, ha ha ha, swapped, got a full health bar as the Zeratul health bar ticked down.
What?
And it was just like, well, you're dead.
My favorite thing to do against the AI was just dive the tower and wait for somebody to come defend, and then almost die, and then swap health with them, and then just it's like, all right, well, thank you for walking into your death, and then just finish off the tower. Which, of course, you should know not to do that. Like, if there is a Mal'Ganis at a tower by himself taking damage, just let him back off once he loses that damage. Don't walk up on him. You know what he's going to do. But no, it's cool to have this conversation because I feel like most of the time when we get a new hero, there's always a heroic ability that a majority of people lean towards, and I'm not sure that's the case on this one. Like, it's kind of up in the air. Of course, after he's out, live for a week or so, it's probably going to lean to one that's picked more than the other. But it's fun to have that, conversation up until that point. But now, Blind as a Bat.
Blind as a
Oh
Bizat.
my gosh, this is the funnest talent in the entire game. If you have not seen it yet, you need to get on PTR and go into the try mode just for this talent. So it's at level 16. It's an active ability that removes the mana and cooldown for your Fell Claws for 6 seconds. You can cast that thing as many times as you want for 6 seconds. The only stipulation to that is you can't see. Like you're blind.
As a Bizat.
And it's super fun. Probably not going to be the best thing in like a solo queue, quick match, thing like that. But I think it's going to be super cool, like in coordinated teams. It's kind of like Marco Polo. Like, you got to be ready. Like, all right, guys, I'm going to cast it. You got to tell me where to go. And then, just like, go east, west, north, south. Almost got him. But there are... like,
it's so much fun to actually do it in game.
Yeah,
because you're just laughing the whole time. Yeah,
and you can travel super fast. And then there are indicators to kind of let you know that you're on a hero. Like, you'll see the bigger damage meters come up, or more healing on you because you get more healing from a hero. So, it's so fun though. Well done on whoever came up with that talent. Like, that's
pretty awesome.
So good.
We need more talents like that.
Yes. Even if here's my goal for you, hero designers. Even if it's a talent that's not going to be viable whatsoever, let's just have one of those talents for each hero that comes out. Just throw it on a talent, doesn't matter what level. Throw it on a tier that only has 3, just to have a 4th, so we can have some fun, just some nonsense fun. But I actually think this one will be viable in some situations if you have good communication.
I think it most certainly will be. I mean, just the damage output alone, plus the amount of stuns you will be putting out, like 0.75 second stuns every 3 attacks, and you're just spamming that thing. That's insane disruption, especially in a team fight in an enclosed area, or in a team fight, say, on a point where people will be, such as a temple or a tribute or something like that.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is, a way it could be great without really having great communication is beginning of team fights on a point. If you know where you're at and where the other team is, like as soon as that fight breaks out, you can go back and forth, 3 casts forward, 3 casts back to get to their back line, get some stuns up, get back to the front line, stuns up, get back to the back line again, get some stuns up, and then you fly and zap everyone's brain and put them to sleep on your way back to your front line. So
it's
cool.
There's a lot of fun to be had. And being a person who mainly does support and warriors, I think this is going to be a warrior I really, really going to like a lot.
Yeah, and I say I'm not much of a warrior player, but warrior is probably in ranked play, I probably play warrior like 33% of the time, and then assassin 66. So it's like my secondary. But I'm super excited for him. Do you have any concerns as far as I guess there's really not, but like silhouette with this character, because we do have Jaina, which he's much more beefier than Jaina, so not really an issue. There is a Kerrigan skin that's Dreadlord-ish. Again, not really an issue because he's much beefier. But then there's Arthas as well, who has the big. Does he have the bat wings when he's in his human form?
Nah, they're pretty folded.
Okay.
Yeah. I do think that Mal'Ganis needs to get a flying mount animation.
Yeah.
Where he's actually hover flying.
Like Arthas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like it just makes a lot of sense to me. I had him riding on like the Happy Cloud, which was super funny to me for some reason. But I was just like, I was looking around. You should have like a special mount where he's flying mounted.
That would make sense.
It seems like it would make a lot of sense.
But again, he is on the PTR right now. You guys can check him out, and he will be live on Tuesday when the event ends. So we will have him live for 2 weeks. 2 weeks before, 2 weeks before BlizzCon. Is that right? Yes.
Yep. And I think this is. We talked about it some last week. I think this was perfect. This is the perfect filler hero before BlizzCon.
Yeah.
Like he's a hero people know and people like, but it's not like some earth-shattering. Like everyone was just dying to have this hero in the game. Mm-hmm. I think it's a perfect mix to kind of be really cool and say, "Oh, that's actually really fun. People have been wanting a Dreadlord, and if we're getting this right before BlizzCon, what are we getting at BlizzCon?" type thing.
Indeed. But yeah, I super stoked for him. All right. So we also did have a balance patch hit today. Today's the 10th. Today's Wednesday. That's right. That has, tried to level off some stuff here. So, TK, I'll hit the assassins and the specialists real quick. I'll let you do the warriors and supports. A lot of assassins, it's not a ton of stuff, but I'll go through real quick. Cassia, Lightning Fury, damage scaling reduced from 4.5 to 4% per level, and then Surge of Light damage reduced from 225 to 210. It's at level 7. Junkrat, interesting one here. Basic attack damage has been increased from 110 to 116, but some changes to Concussion Mine. Concussion Mine is now going to show its area of effect to enemies upon being launched. The changes behind this are because Concussion Mine can have a huge impact on the game, and they want to be able to give players a better chance to reposition themselves before being blown up. So kind of being able to see what the range is going to be as soon as it comes out gives you that chance. But to kind of make up for that, they've also increased the range from 10 to 10.5 and increased basic attack damage. So I think that's a good change for him. Kerrigan. Oh, Kerrigan. Poor Kerrigan. So her assimilation shields. This was kind of the big issue with her latest buff that she's gotten. Her shields were a little out of hand here.
Just a tad.
Just a little bit. So
second health bar, whatever.
Yeah. So her trait, the shield amount, has been reduced from 15% to 10% of damage dealt. So it's a 33% reduction. And to compensate for that, they have increased her health from 1680 to 1764. Which, yes, the health increase is nice, but of course, it's not going to be as strong because you can't keep regenerating an effective health bar. But that's not it. They've done some stuff on top of that. Her level 1 Fury of the Swarm, the number of splash attacks after casting Ravage reduced from 2 to 1. That makes sense. Her wave clear was insane. Her Q,
it's crazy.
And she didn't lose mana anymore clearing waves. It was nuts. Level 4 Kinetic Fulmination, damage bonus decreased from 15% to 10% per stack, and then maximum damage bonus decreased from 150 to 100%. So that's another 33% nerf. Queen of Blades at 7, cooldown reduction increased from 4 to 6 per enemy hit by Primal Grasp. 13 Volatile Power, bonus shields reduced from 15 to 10%, so that's another hit to her trait. 16 Painful Spikes, damage reduced from 75 to 70. And then level 20 Omega Storm, bonus duration per tick increased from 0.125 to 0.1875. I want to be honest, I haven't taken Maelstrom since this rework. I've been loving Ultralisk.
Oh, yeah.
That stun is super cool. And
It's kind of nice.
And you really haven't needed, her shields have been so nice. Well,
that's the thing, right?
Yeah,
you haven't needed that ult to go crazy. And in some ways, the Ultralisk is nice because now that you got the stun when you shoot it out, then you can target it on a backline squishy or their healer or something just to harass.
Yeah.
And it's just another body out on the field,
and
which is good.
It's been great initiation because, I mean, you can even use it on, I was having a lot of success with it on Uther, a frontline healer. You can then pretty much chain stun him to kill him without having to worry about getting stunned with all the tools you have in your kit. So I have not played her since this went live. I don't know what it did to her yet, but I imagine it's probably hit her pretty hard. At least that build.
Well, this is her main build that a lot of people are going right now. So I think it's going to take several days to kind of level out and see where she lands. She was getting almost permabanned in Team League.
Yeah.
And so I just haven't seen her at all just because she has been so strong for the past 2 weeks. So it'll be really interesting because her win rate was up near 60%. It was pretty nuts. And so it'll be interesting to see how over the next week it levels off.
Yeah, for sure. Mephisto, a couple more stuff here. Durance of Hate, cooldown reduced from 80 to 60. It's a big old.
It's like nobody was picking it or something.
Yeah, it's weird.
Weird.
And then level 1, Malicious Intent, spell power reduced from 20 to 15%. And level 4, Hateful Mending, healing increased from 50 to 60%. Static Barrier, shield duration reduced from 7 to 5 seconds. And then Spite, which is the trait talent, bonus globe duration increased from 60% to 100%. So, Mephisto still getting
still making tweaks
from his
still
release.
making tweaks.
And then we got a couple specialists as Medan. Globe of Annihilation, damage decreased from 192 to 184. But Master of Destruction at level 7, Annihilation granted for hitting a hero increased from 2 to 3. So some stuff there. And then Medivh, good old Raven boy. Is he a Raven or is he a Crow?
Raven.
Good old Raven boy. That's what I call him. Force of Will, cooldown increased from 8 to 9 seconds. That's his W. Level 4, Mage Armor amount increased from 25 to 30. At level 7, Force of Magic spell power bonus increased from 25 to 30%. And then Enduring Will at 13, set cooldown of Force of Will increased from 3 seconds to 4 seconds.
Interesting that he got touched. I haven't seen a whole lot around him.
Yeah.
That one was kind of out of the blue a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Supports and warriors, TBK, Brightwing.
Well, this is really nice because I love the Brightwing rework, but she felt just a little bit on the weak side, and it seemed like they agreed. They did increase her Soothing Mist trait, the healing amount, from 100 to 105. So baseline healing, great, big thumbs up there. They reduced her new D trait, the cleanse, from 120 down to 100 seconds, which is also really awesome because 2 minutes felt super long. And they also increased the healing amount from the critical mist talent at level 7. Lily got a little extra health, which is cool. The cooldown on her Cloud Serpent, just baseline, was reduced from 12 to 10 seconds, which is, again, a pretty big deal. And the Jug of 1,000 Cups, the healing per jug was reduced by a little bit. So just a few Lily tweaks. Morales, and I've always felt it's felt really bad, honestly, to play Morales the last few times I played her. I just don't like the energy system as much as the mana system for her. I really don't. I just felt like I had a lot more control with the mana system. They increased her base health a little bit. They reduced her safeguard cooldown by 2 seconds, and they increased the armor from 25 to 30. So a little bit better just baseline armor there, and increased the damage of displacement grenade by a little bit, and then tweaked a few of her talents, not a whole lot. Mainly the health, give her a little extra survivability. And then just Stukov, level 13 talent. It hungers on E. The required heroes hit was reduced from 15 to 12. The big one here is Tyrande. And Tyrande's been kind of, if you've been watching HGC, she's been showing up a lot. And she's been really, really strong since the rework, which is awesome because she's a lot of fun to play again. But she's been a little too dominant, and she's actually been enabling dual support comps quite a bit. Even still with more of the focus from her rework switch to healing. So they upped Shadowstalk's cooldown by 10 seconds, up to 90 seconds now. So that's her mass AoE heal, essentially. They lowered the spell armor from 15 to 10 on her level 1. They reduced the damage bonus, the bonus range on her Lunar Blaze level 4 talent from 40 to 30. And the Quickening Blessing, the Q, at level 13, they reduced the movement speed. It granted her from 10 to 5%. So small nerfs overall. I think she's slowly getting to a pretty decent place. They already did one round on her. Then the other hero we've seen a whole lot is Whitemane. They reduced her health again. And I think this is kind of in response, one of her... I know the Inquisition build is very popular on her right now, but her Q build that lets you get the shield is also very strong as well, and that's actually kept her from being super diveable against those dive comp teams. And so they're actually dropping her health a little bit from 1434 to 1400, and they're reducing the damage from Inquisition and Searing Lash. And remember, all her damage with her trade up translates to healing. So in essence, when you nerf her damage, you're also nerfing her healing some too. So that's just kind of interesting to keep in mind. Diablo, and this is a big one. Lightning Breath. Oh, go ahead.
Real quick, before we get to Warriors, one thing I wanted to mention about supports that's in the PTR notes right now that I found very interesting. They, with the PTR patch, so again, this isn't the live patch yet, so apologies for jumping back. But they are unifying certain support abilities to only work on heroes and not minions or mercenaries. So pretty much all of the support's healing abilities, with the exception of Lieutenant Morales' Healing Beam, so that she can still heal herself, Rhaegar's Chain Heal, so that can still allow bounces to travel to other heroes, Tyrael's Righteousness, just because that's part of his built-in lane interaction, and Uther's Holy Radiance, because that also damages minions, so they want that to be consistent so it can heal minions as well. But pretty much everything else can, healing-wise, will no longer be cast on minions, which is really interesting and really cool, especially for things like Lily's Healing Brew. Always kind of frustrating when, a non-targeted ability gets thrown just because you're just out of range of one of your allies, gets thrown on a minion, and then so you are on cooldown whenever you're trying to heal the person you were trying to heal initially. So I thought that was a really interesting change when it comes to supports, and I think it's good.
I mean, overall, I've been really happy with the direction they've taken supports over this past year, especially the new supports they've released and the reworks they've done. Making supports more active and less passive is really good, in my opinion, because you want support players to be able to feel like they can make plays and they can contribute more than just standing in the back and healing. And they've done, I think, a really good job with their support reworks this year and the new supports that have come out this year, and making them a lot more active and allowing them to contribute more and being, I guess, a little more skill based, so that a better player can, make those bigger plays. I think a great example of that is Whitemane's root talent with Searing Lash.
Yeah.
That's not just something that's super easy to do, but it's something that can be a big deal because it's a decent root that you can get off onto somebody. And so I think they've really done a good job with healers a lot this year, and I really hope they continue with that trend from a healer perspective. We have been seeing a lot of double support, mainly focused around Tyrande and Tassadar again. Tassadar has been starting to show up again, and I'm honestly really looking forward to his rework. I feel like he's just in a weird spot right now. I wish they would take him one direction or the other all the way. And to be perfectly honest, I feel like he would make a really awesome assassin. And so I would love to see them actually just turn him into a full-blown mage.
Well,
assassin.
In the last Reddit, I think we talked about it. They did mention they are taking that into consideration.
Yeah, so that would be my vote. I would love to see him move towards the assassin side of things. But next up, like I said, Diablo, he's got a big one. His lightning breath has a 20-second cooldown increase. So it's 90 seconds now. And this is a pretty big deal, just because of how popular that ult is right now over Apocalypse. And his level 7, his Diabolical Momentum, the cooldown reduction was increased from 0.75 to 1 second per basic attack, so giving you a little more value out of that talent. Some Rexxar changes, which I haven't seen Rexxar in... I almost forgot Rexxar existed. Level 4, his Grizzled Fortitude passive, cooldown reduced from 7 to 6, and Crippling Talents level 7, slow duration increased from 3 to 3.5 seconds. Tiny tweaks. I think he needs a lot more love to see normal play again.
Yeah.
There's definitely a few situations where he can be very good. But just overall, I think too much of the power is in Misha. Mm-hmm. Honestly, and I think it'd be much more interesting to see that balanced out, especially considering if Misha dies, you have one ability, and that's just kind of no fun.
Throwing a bird. It's weird. That's a weird ability to have. You just throw a bird. It is a bird, right? It's not an axe.
Yeah, it's a bird.
Yeah. Take this.
Throwing a bird.
So yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, I think he'll always kind of be one of those heroes that is not necessarily meant to be a hero that's played often. He's kind of one of those more specialist type roles. I mean, I still, at this point, really the only time you see him, depending on what leagues you're in, is occasionally on Braxis Holdout and maybe Sky Temple. But
yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing him on the old rework train.
Yeah,
at some point, and maybe put some of Misha's abilities up into the 1, 2, 3 keys, mm-hmm. and give Rexxar some more tools. Even if it means taking some of the power out of Misha.
Yeah.
I just think he needs to be more of a hero if Misha is gone.
I can get down with that. Or else maybe in keeping Misha how she is, ability wise, taking some of the power down, but then also giving him other abilities when Misha's down.
Yeah, I think that could be
keep his complexity from getting too overwhelming.
Totally. Because Misha's death timer can get to be pretty long towards mid-end game. And so, yeah, I'd love if it unlocked another one or two abilities that were Rexar specific while Misha was dead.
It would be cool if, like, maybe not give him more, like, power offensively, but give him something defensively that he can add. That way he's not useless in a team fight. Like, maybe turn his W into some shout because he's upset that Misha's dead that lowers
speed or
attack
damage.
Speed or something for heroes in an area for a couple seconds.
Yeah, because as soon as Misha dies, you pretty much, all right, I'm just going to go back up. Yep, I'm just going to go back up and sit around, wait for Misha to get back. Yeah, I hadn't really thought about this until I saw this on the notes, but it does feel like he could use a little more love, a little more complexity, or at least things to do just as him.
Yep.
Because it does feel like it's really the Misha show. Yrel getting a small nerf as well, and this is a big deal. And we've seen this, especially in the HGC, the armor stacking with her level 4 Aegis of Light. The armor was reduced from 35 to 25, and the duration of it was reduced from 5 to 4 seconds. So she is armor for herself, armor for her allies, all sorts of stuff. So they're nerfing that a little bit, kind of bringing that back in line. So, I mean, overall, looks like a pretty decent balance patch. Honestly, and they hit a lot of the things that needed to be hit, specifically the Kerrigan nerfs, and then just a little bit of boost to new Brightwing to help her feel a little bit better.
Which I am totally down for because she's my go-to support this time. We did the for those of you just joining us that may be new, we do Hero of the Week stuff occasionally. Mostly the week after a new hero comes out to kind of give you a baseline build to go off of. And then we will revisit heroes occasionally that get reworks. And so last week we went over Brightwing with her new kit, a good build to, test out if you're trying to get back into her. And she's just so fun to play right now. And
I love the rework.
Yeah, it's so good.
So great.
And so her healing was a little... low. Well, not even necessarily. Like some games it was great. I posted a screenshot in our Discord. It's like a 30-minute game, and I think I was like 173,000 healing, which is a little nuts. But she's super fun, so just check her out. That is it for the balance patch. And
that is live as of today.
Yes. So for those of you going into Hero League or Team League and still first picking Kerrigan and wondering why she's getting through, it's because that balance patch went live today. That's why. And you're not getting as many shields. Keep that in mind. HGC, we've had a little break from the playoffs, getting ready for BlizzCon here, but we did have the Crucible this last weekend. And boy, oh boy, did we have a Crucible. So
boy, oh boy.
Let's go ahead and hop on into the HGC. All right. TBK.
Man.
Take it away.
I've been super excited to talk about this all week because I actually watched all 4 best of 7 series this weekend. I normally don't have time to sit down and watch all the weekly games. Usually I'll try to just pick a set that of a team I really like or whatever. But for the playoffs, the last week or the week before, and then for the Crucible this last weekend, I got special permission to have them up constantly. And boy, am I glad I did, because this was some of the best heroes I've seen played in a long time. So let's start on the EU side. So on the EU side, on Saturday, Monkey Menagerie went up against E-Punks. And this was by far the most one-sided Crucible match. E-Punks actually ended up 4-0ing Monkey Menagerie and knocked them out of HGC.
It killed my dream.
Killed
Instantly.
your dream of the Holy Bananas and Monkey Menagerie being in same time. Yep. But yeah, it was a pretty clean sweep for the most part. Very, very impressive showing by E-Punks. And so big grats to them. New blood in the HGC EU side of things. And I think they could really show us some good stuff going into the 2019 season. Sunday, oh boy, this was insane. This was Roll20 Esports in their last showing with Quacknix, who is retiring at the end of this season to stream. So trying to go out with a bang, I guess you could say, versus the Holy Bananas. And this series was absolutely insane because Holy Bananas won the first few. And it was looking rough for Roll20. It was. They started coming back. They won a few more, and then pretty soon it was 3-3, and absolutely everything came down to, I believe it was a Volskaya game, in Game 7, and Holy Bananas had it. Like midway through the game, they were dominating, and I was just thinking, we're going to have 2 EU Crucible teams make it through this year, which is insane. Roll20 rallied, got a pick on Holy Bananas Malfurion, who was out of place mid to late game, and then completely leveled the playing field again. As far as structures, keeps everything, completely leveled it. And so it came down to the last team fight over the Protector, and Roll20 came out on top, and it was one of the most intense games I've watched in a long time.
It's
really, really good.
It was very reminiscent of the Towers of Doom game. Was it at last year's BlizzCon? Dig versus I don't think it was
one of the Korean teams.
Yeah.
Where
it was just like down to the last minute. It's like, what is Dig possibly gonna do here? Like, they can't defend this, and then one team.
It was
fight,
either Dig
then,
them or Dig Fnatic. I don't remember.
I think it was a Korean team, but
it was It was definitely Towers of Doom, and it was definitely down to the last altar, and it was insane.
Yes, that was mid-season brawl, I guess.
So that might have been Fnatic.
But yeah, the intensity of that last match, and then I also think it's just it shows incredible poise and determination for Roll20, because knowing that you are losing Quacknix, a veteran player for Heroes of the Storm, and going into the Crucible, it would be really easy to, going in before a match is even played, kind of be going in, not really feeling like hope is lost, not knowing if, Quacknix, who's retiring, if he's going to be real worried about this, if he's going to be giving his all.
Playing at the optimum level, yeah.
Yeah, and then, being so far behind and still being able to come back from that it's pretty nuts, and it shows a lot of life for Roll20.
And to be honest, Roll20 has to be shaking in their boots. This is an org that sponsored a team like 2 weeks before, 2 or 3 weeks before the Crucible happened. And at the time, they still had a chance to not be in the Crucible, but then they were. And I don't know, if it were me, it's got to be thinking, oh crap, we just sponsored this team and they might just be knocked out
Yeah.
What did we do? Please win. And then it coming down to game 7 in the very last fight, whether you stay in the HGC or not.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane.
So that's going to be a big confidence booster for that team heading into phase. No, I guess this is phase 2. Heading into next season.
Yeah, heading into 2019 season for sure. Over on the NA side, we had Psystorm Gaming versus No Tomorrow, and this was actually a really good match too. It started off really strong on the side of Psystorm Gaming. They won the first 2, and they were looking really good. But then No Tomorrow, I guess, got comfortable and figured out Psystorm because it was just no contest really from there on. No Tomorrow really took the reins and ended up winning the next 4 to keep themselves in the HGC for the 2019 season. The big one though was Sunday, and this was Scythe Esports versus Simplicity. And Simplicity, for those that don't know, this is the team that has the veteran members. This is the team that's got K1 Pro, King Caffeine, Zuna, Tiger JK, and Hosty. Tiger JK and Hosty not quite as veteran to the hero scenes, but especially Hosty, a very, very good player in his own right. This is a team that honestly I felt has been coasting for quite a while and was very ripe to be taken down. And Scythe Esports ended up being that team to do it. They ended up taking Simplicity down 4-2 and knocking them completely out of the HGC. And honestly, I think it's a really good thing. Scythe, I think, has a lot of potential. And at least from a Simplicity team standpoint, with other than maybe Hosty, I felt like it has been pretty stagnant for quite a while. And so it is really, really good to see new blood both in EU HGC and NA HGC, because that's what brings these new, fresh people in who have the drive and who have, I guess, the energy and the excitement to try and be the best. And that's what I just love about the Crucible system. Is you're never safe. You're never just like, okay, I didn't win, but I still got the thing. You actually, there's a chance for open division teams to move up and take that salaried spot. And there's a chance that if you just are resting on your laurels too much, that you could get knocked out. And it's cool and it's sad at the same time, because I mean, I'm definitely sad for the Simplicity and the Monkey Menagerie members because they're out of the HGC. But at the same time, I'm excited because we're getting new people into the HGC who are really hungry to try and improve themselves too. And so I think it's a bittersweet system, but I think it's a system that works really well. And I mean, it's a system that I know works well because Heroes Hearth and Leftovers, 2 Crucible teams, are going to be competing at BlizzCon in just a few weeks.
Yeah. It's I have mixed feelings on it. Like, I mean, I do think it's again time to see some fresh blood, but I am sad to see, K1 Pro, King Caffeine, Zuna, Tiger JK out of the HGC because those guys are in a HGC OGs. Like they were in the professional scene before HGC was HGC. King Caffeine, K1 Pro were on top with Cloud9. Zuna was on top with Bob Ross. And with them being out of the HGC, I would not be surprised if we hear some retirement stuff coming up here from some of them. Again, as a gamer esports, your career as a professional player generally doesn't last as long because you lose those reflexes. And those guys have been competing for a really long time. Like that's a lot of long days of scrims, grinding out the same game. So they will, King Caffeine and K1 Pro especially for me will be like, they'll be legends in HGC, for forever as the OGs. King Caffeine was like the tank player in NA for a really long time. So
yeah, but at the same time, I don't feel like, and this goes for just normally Crucible teams, and normally why they end up in the Crucible is you plateau.
Yeah.
And what's been really cool to see over the past year or two is that I think the overall skill level has gone up significantly over the past year, and we're starting to see that, and that's super healthy.
Yeah.
We've got 5 or 6 EU teams that are super competitive with each other. We've got at least 4 NA teams that are really competitive with each other. And so the more of that we can get, I would love to reach a point where there is no dominant team. There's all the teams are going, like 4-4 or 5-3 or stuff like that, because once you get to that point, that's the skill level where all the teams will be matching each other, and then you have really no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand why you'd want like, oh, this team is dominant, but in some ways, at least from a viewer perspective, that's not as fun.
No, for sure.
I like the games that are going to those full best of 5s, and I have no idea who's going to win and that type of thing.
Yeah, and we especially on the NA side don't like it when we have an NA team that's just dominant, because when that happens, it doesn't seem like there's any urgency to improve, and we tend to not do well against the rest of the world. So,
I'm super pumped for the 2019 season. I think we'll be raising the bar again in the 2019 season, and especially now with the way the HGC works with rosters having this, or orgs having the slots and stuff like that. The hope is the HGC itself will be a little more stable than before too, and it will continue to do so, which should hopefully help in the future as well.
For sure. All right. That is it for the Crucible finals coming up here. 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Oh my gosh. I know. And remember, you can get tickets. It will be the finals for Heroes will be held in the Blizzard Esports Arena over there in Burbank, the group stage as well. So if you're over in the area, you can go to the Heroes Esports website to find out more on how to get tickets for that, because they do have tickets open for every day that's going on, and that would be super fun. But I won't be in the area, sadly.
Yeah, I wish. Maybe one day I'll be able to get out there early enough. One day. All right, let's go ahead and move on to community content this week. TBK, what do you got for shout-outs?
So 2 really cool things this week. Not super big, but and I'm gonna link it in chat. There's a giveaway going on right now, so it might get lost to the wind. But this is one of the coolest skin concepts that I have ever seen, and it is called Summerther. The link will be in chat and of course in the show notes. This is an incredibly detailed skin concept. Abathur has a Hawaiian hat and lei and Hawaiian shirt on with like a pina colada and an ice cream cone and a little grass skirt. And like his little, when you're in your symbiote, it's like it's like a lounging chair type thing, and your symbiote's a squid, and it's your mines are rubber ducks, and your locusts are tiny little crabs, and your ultimate evolution is like a big old water balloon that pops into like a watery version of the hero. Oh my gosh, and in your monstrosity is a giant crab thing. This thing is incredible and needs to be made like now.
Yeah, I love it. And this is not an easy skin concept to come up with because it's so ridiculous. I mean, who like you see some skins and like the abilities and stuff, and you can picture based on their silhouette, like, oh, they could be in this costume. Who thinks to put a Hawaiian shirt, lay grass skirt, and a straw hat on a giant slug monster?
I know.
This person does.
It's amazing.
And it's incredible. Like, I can't think of... It reminds me of the dancing alien from Spaceballs. That pops out of the stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Spaceballs, right? That happens?
It's been a long time since I've seen Spaceballs.
Because like the main alien, where it pops out of the stomach, but I think it's Spaceballs where it does like the parody on it, pops out of the stomach and it has the hat on and it starts dancing.
Oh yeah. Like the
yes.
The frog parody.
Yeah. It reminds me of that, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah, it's an incredible skin and should totally get made. And apparently, we totally forgot, apparently there's some sort of Mal'Ganis joke where he's a turtle. Like he says he's eternal, but people have changed it and it says he's a turtle or something. And there's actually a voice line that they recorded where he says he's a turtle.
That's real?
It's real. It's apparently a real thing.
Huh. Interesting.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was never up on that joke. Apparently some people were, but
it was
that one went over my head.
Yeah. It was a Hearthstone thing. Man, we did not. That was Multi's one request, is that we make him proud on explaining the turtle thing.
Yeah.
And we just failed. So
not going to happen. Sorry about that, Multi. You can talk about it next week. Mal'Ganis is a turtle, apparently.
I've just fallen out from Hearthstone, man. Plus, he's got some greenish armor there, so.
Yeah, sure. He's a turtle.
There you go. There's
Mal'Ganis is a turtle.
This week's Hearthstone Minute, brought to you by Bo Schwartz. You're welcome, Bo. Check out shortsword.com for all your dungeon master needs.
It's true. Bo is an awesome dungeon master. So also, along with this absolutely incredible Abathur skin, is a event that is coming up this weekend that Heroes Hype is putting on. It's noon to 4 o'clock Pacific time. If you're central like us, that would be 2 to 6 Central time, and it is a fundraiser for Breast Cancer Foundation. And so really, really good cause. They're trying to raise money. It's going to be 4 different teams made up of casters, streamers, community people in the Heroes area. And going to be putting that on. It's going to be casted, I believe, by Haloran, Gilly, J-How. So they're really pulling the big guns for this. And I actually will be participating on one of the teams. So it'll be super fun time. Please come out and cheer us on. I think my team is being announced probably tomorrow or something. So spoiler alert.
You don't want to break the news?
I shouldn't. No, I shouldn't.
You don't want to break the news?
But I am playing.
You could.
But I am playing in it.
You have the platform.
I do have the platform, but I'm gonna let them.
It's only it's less than a day away.
Watch my Twitters. It's gonna be super fun. I'm really excited to play in it because, like I said, it is a really good cause. And they should be some really fun games, especially since they're getting casted too. So come see me hopefully play Twin Blade Variant. Actually, I guarantee that there will be at least one game of me playing Twin Blade Variant.
I guarantee.
Because it has to happen.
Okay, fair enough. That is going to do it for this week's episode. I know you're sad. It's okay. We do this every week. We'll be back. We will be back. And when we are back, Mal'Ganis will be live. It'll be a good time. Everyone will be happy.
We'll have some fun stories.
We will.
I'm sure.
But before we leave you all tonight, we'll let you know where you can find us in case you can't make it a full week without us. Those places we can be reached. You can find us on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and Patreon at Lords of the Storm. You can join us in-game if you type /join space LOTS, or again, join our Discord, which you can find posted on our Twitter. Or if you just want the HTML, it's www.bit.ly/lotsdiscord. You can email us feedback or questions, whatever you want, at lordsofthestorm@outlook.com. Remember, we are going to have a BlizzCon virtual ticket giveaway based on email this week. So get us that email in on why you want the virtual ticket, whether it's just you're gonna get it anyways, but you want to save some money. Couldn't go to BlizzCon, stuff came up, and you still want to be a part of it. Just write us, let us know, and we will pick that next week. You can also leave us some reviews, iTunes, Stitcher, wherever. We really do appreciate those. It's reviews are what help us, learn what we're doing right, learn what we can get better at. So we always appreciate those. And then you can also find us individually, myself on Twitter and Twitch at Gizmozord, as well as Convert to Raid presents Battle.net News, which is back after our short break while Pat was moving. So I'm hoping to get back on that soon because I have not been on it since Battle for Azeroth launched. It makes me really sad. Plus, BlizzCon's coming up. There's a lot of exciting stuff to talk about across all the games, so I'm hoping to get on that soon. Multi can be reached at Multizord on Twitter, and he also does a Hearthstone podcast with Ro from Realm Maintenance called Hearth Casual. And TBK, where can you be reached?
You can find me on Twitter at TBKZord, and of course over on Heroes Hearth, where I do interviews, articles, and map concepts. That's been my big thing lately. So if you want to go check those out, I just recently released a Hearthstone map concept, and I have ones up for Arathi Basin and Stormwind Assault, which is a cool Warcraft one, and I'm working on another one right now. I don't know if it'll be done in time for BlizzCon or not, but hopefully, if not, shortly thereafter.
And you said this one was Nexus specific, right?
This one is Nexus specific.
Okay. Is it so we got that teaser out of you last week. Let's see what we can get out of you this week. Is it based on one of the Realm Lords that has not been really talked about in lore yet?
No, it is a brand new Realm Lord
that you created.
That I created.
Good or bad?
It's probably bad.
Okay. All right, guys. You heard it here first. It's a bad map concept. Don't bother checking that out. I'm just kidding. I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued. But that's going to do it for this week's episode, guys. We're going to get out of here. But before we get out of here, we want to give a special thanks to our patron producer, Ouroboros for helping support the show, as well as our mod and chat, Wicked Kitten, keeping things cool, giving out some codes tonight. And again, another huge shout out to Blizzard for those codes. We really do appreciate it. Until then, we will see you all same place, same time next week, Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Central. Have a good one.
Enough. I shall do no more.
I shall do no more.
Except we shall
We shall.
probably play a game.
We shall play a game.
Shall.
That we shall. Are we wanting to try a PTR? Or are we just wanting to do a good old QM?
Let's do a QM. There's a lot of balance change stuff.
Yeah.
'Cause this is 2 nights removed from the PTR.
All right.
Like my hope is not high.
It was pretty rough to get one going the night it came out, a custom. If you guys want to join us, hop in the game, join the channel /join space LOTS. Give us a minute to get in there. Say you want to play, we'll get you invited. Got 3 spots tonight.
Yeah.
Let me check here real quick. Oh, my face is so red.
It is. I think I'm gonna play the recently buffed Brightwing, and I need to get 100,000 healing in winning games. So
Finished my quest. I don't have to worry about it no more.
I know I need to knock it out in AI games in the next day or two, if nothing else.
Oh, you're taking my Brightwing?
Nothing else.
Taking my Brightwing? I've been having fun with Li Ming lately.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. She's a lot of fun. All right. So if you'd like to play /join space LOTS, poke a message in there. We'll grab you. Got a few slots.
There it goes. There it goes.
All right. I am very excited for this Mephisto release.
Mal'Ganis.
Or Mal'Ganis. I got Mephisto on the mind. I got Mephisto on the mind. He was really fun too. I haven't played him a ton, but I need to play him a little more.
Li Ming has a lot of hair with this skin.
She does.
There's a lot of it.
It's like a hair blob.
Let's switch over to in-game.
We can.
All right. And thank you for everyone that stopped by from the launcher tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. I do apologize if I seemed, for those that listen to the show or watch the show, a little off tonight. Mind wandering a little bit. I got news. My dog is not doing super well
Waiting
right
for
now.
Wicked. Here in a second.
So it's been a little rough.
All right. And of course, for anybody that wants to, like I said, the Discord contest is going to start sometime later tonight, probably. And there's buttons to join the Discord or to go to any of our stuff right below the channel.
Appreciate it, Half Note.
Saying anything, Greg? I can't hear.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, I can.
See, this is the Stitches portrait I was talking about. His eyes creep me out.
Oh, yeah, it is kind of a creepy eye.
Hi.
Hello.
But yeah, it's my pug. She's 14 years
One
old.
of the winners was asking a question.
Yes.
about the virtual ticket. If you use the code now, do you get your mount right away, or do you have to wait?
If you use the code now, you get all the in-game items that they've released automatically.
Okay, cool.
One spot
pretty cool.
left. I forgot about that Anubarak skin. It's pretty neat.
Wait, Anubarak, poor Anubarak feels bad. I do wonder if the Locust Swarm is gonna get any love. It does. Normally you don't make one-to-one comparisons of heroics that much, but it does seem to be a straight upgrade.
Minus,
Heroic-wise, at least.
again, you do lose the body.
What happened
Yeah,
to the
you
puppy?
do lose the body.
My dog's not doing well.
Hmm.
All right, queue up. Let's do this thing.
I'd give you a hug, but it's the internet. Oh, 3 weeks. 3 weeks, I'll give you a hug.
Yep, it's true. Soon. BlizzCon very soon.
Too soon?
Too soon, Executus.
Fast.
What do we got? Nazebo, Whitemane, Kilthas, Cho, and Gaul. Super Pete. So, encountered a really weird bug on this map on PTR. In that custom match we were playing, and Illidan and myself as Brightwing went up to take a boss, and something happened. I don't know if I like phase shifted as I got stunned by the boss slam. There was some weird interaction, and the boss reset to full health.
Whoa.
It was super weird.
That is really weird.
Bienvenidos a la Catedral de las Mejores Batallas del Nexo. La arena está de bote en bote y arrancamos.
What do you guys like in
watching a
chat?
orc
Do
guy,
you prefer astral
that tree
presence or power hungry?
Brightwing has some of the best voice interactions.
I have been going a lot of power hungry.
Faltan 10 segundos.
So I like the missile build. I should start with that.
5,
Naz is Toad, so avoid the
On
Toads.
3, 2, 1.
And convection.
Que
Alright.
se llame Lucía para que le digan lucha.
I'm gonna go power hungry.
Okay. Alright.
I guess Zarya and myself.
Who do we have to Zola lane?
Zarya and me.
How does this feel? Seems like my travels never end.
Ow. He hit me with his ball.
Sometimes I really miss
context. I was expecting him to move. He did not.
Need somebody to go bottom.
I'll go. Oh, are you going?
Why I trouble myself? Didn't see this coming, did you? Should I even be here?
Boom, 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 boom.
Didn't see this coming, did you?
At least Cocoon's gonna be super strong.
Where's he?
Always sucks for Cho'Gall. Oh, beautiful.
Was that you, Wicked? Look at you.
Why I trouble myself?
Right, he's got 11 convection stacks, so watch that.
Flamies.
I think you'll regret this.
Our scouts report that the Alliance is holding
Alright,
some of our
Wicked, let's go
warriors in
grab
chains.
these real fast.
Prepare to set them free.
How does this feel? If this were easy, everyone would do it.
You ain't getting none of these globes, son. These my globes.
Why I trouble myself?
We must
Definitely the
capture
people who
enemy
should be doing
prisoners,
this.
but they will try to capture ours as well.
Here we go.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Alright, I'm
Nope,
tapping and I'll
nope.
be down.
I play enough solo quick match to.
Sigue la tercera cuerda.
I am
Okay.
unstoppable. My spells are ready.
I'ma wait.
Oh,
Get that
Main
big
line
boy.
in.
Ahí
Good.
está. ¡Qué poder!
Nice.
Very nice.
Alright. Stay close. Hold up.
To free our
Got it.
warriors, we must keep the Alliance away from the king.
Damn.
Let's defend it as long as we can.
¡Qué talento el de estos luchadores!
Our rescue attempt has been stopped, but not for long. Rally and take the count.
Tail Foss. Oh crap. We should leave.
Yeah, pull back. Gonna build. No. Right, we got a Nuven's already coming back. Don't have any mana. Coming.
Oh shit.
I gotcha.
El público está que
Nice,
arde.
Whiteman. Nice.
Nice.
Good job, guys.
Un luchador se cayó del cuadrilátero.
Gizmo, you are so mana deprived.
Yeah, no, I'm going to tap right now.
Alright, 2 more seconds. We can all back from mana.
The Alliance camp is ours.
Except me, because I'm
We are
above
raiders
mana.
to victory.
We want to push together or split, or what are we doing?
Push mid. Benzer, I'm coming on to you for heals. Heal, boom.
Oh, get away.
Watch the.
Yeah. Priming.
Cayó, cayó ese fuerte.
We kill. This white main constantly gets out of position.
Oh.
Going up to help push a little bit.
Why trouble myself?
Hit the fountain first. Fountain first. It's always good to take away there. Nice. 2 forts. It's a pretty good push.
More than that to stop the Frostwolf clan.
It's a good push.
Where to?
I'm coming back.
I think you regret this.
No eyes on KT or Cho'Gall. Cho'Gall's bot.
Here comes Shogal.
I'm gonna Z down.
Your grave awaits. Where to?
Nice.
Why trouble myself? Seems like my travels never end.
I can sense more of my fellow Frostwolves in captivity. They must be set free.
My spells are ready.
I can Z up.
Enough!
Keep an eye on health bars.
My spells are ready.
This is our chance. Free our warriors and unleash their rage.
You dare! Should I even be here?
Nice. Oh. Nice, nice. Spencer.
Cayó ese héroe.
Come to me so I can throw pixie dust
Oh,
on you if he does crap like that.
My spells are ready.
Because at 13, I think my pixie dust will be 50 spell armor.
Yep. Power Pixie.
Come to me, Wicked. Alright, I've got big heals in a second.
Señores,
Health returns.
talento, talento, talento.
Yep. 50 spell armor. Alright, we got a noob back. Someone get close to me.
Down myself.
Spencer, big heal on you.
Oh crap.
I don't have any.
Thank you.
Thankfully, you got a Zarya. Nothing. Alright. I'm B, guys.
Me too.
I've got absolutely nothing. Let's push in top.
You cannot defeat the Frostwolf clan.
I did not wait for mana. Whoopsies.
All right then.
There's no reason to push in a fort when you can push in a keep.
Does this game seem really fast right now, or is it just me?
You mean by fast?
It's just because we're running an aura thing.
Oh, okay.
Alright, let's see if we can get this cube down. Cho'Gall there, be careful.
¡Qué manera! ¡Qué forma de tomar un
Nice.
fuerte, señores!
Oh, that's gotta just hurt them so much. Gotta.
La fortaleza enemiga cae. Los luchadores saborean la victoria.
Where to?
Damn.
Count the turns.
¡Espectacular, señores!
This is the last blow you strike against the Horde.
Oh no. Hold back, hold back.
Regret this.
Can't quite do it. And we didn't have Zarya.
Thank you.
Oh!
Oh, I'm dead.
¡El público está que arde!
Damn.
Gizmo, if you can live. 3 seconds. Actually, I'm going for Zarya.
¡Ahí está! ¡Qué poder!
Oh, get ready for Cho'Gall, get ready for Cho'Gall. Here we go. Some speed for you.
¡Cable!
Let's just do this, maybe? I don't know. That'd be crazy? Probably. But this lane is getting pushed, and they're getting pushed in every other lane, so.
These Alliance dogs seek to keep our warriors under lock and key. Do not let this go unanswered.
Yeah, it worked! Let's grab these on the way down.
Take this camp of mercenaries? Because I do.
Oh my god. I'm not even mounted.
I found the orcs being held prisoner. I'm counting on you
just
to
go
get
right
them
here.
out of there.
You got a boss pushing their boss. Oh, the silence. Oh, it hurts.
¡Muerte! ¡Doble!
Oh no!
Almost not worth it.
Stasis? You son of a.
Nada más cuando el referee no veía.
Oh, their core is like.
Yeah.
Los
Like Clear mid real quick.
Tiraron fuerte.
Yep.
Ja, me los van a pagar.
Clear these guys.
Did you?
30 seconds. Here comes Shogal. And Kale.
Why I trouble myself?
Rotating back down.
If this were easy, everyone would do it.
Silence.
Estos luchadores se dieron
Get ready.
con todo.
It's a thing.
You wanna play Nizzy about? You wanna play?
Silence.
Oh man, that hurts now.
Alright, let's get this thing back. Push in.
¡Qué brutal guillotina! Hero. Okay. Eso.
The Alliance never learn, do they? Teach them another lesson.
Where do you want to push?
Let's push bottom. We're already all here. What a waste. A waste.
Llega la tercera muerta.
Man, that silence on the Q is just silly.
Nice. Oh shit. Whoops. Brightwing, I love you.
Gotcha. I gotcha.
Elige un talento. ¡Qué brutal guillotina! Fortaleza
Are you ready?
aniquilada.
Sheep.
Muerte doble.
GG's, guys.
GG. Not a bad Lee Ming
my.
game if I say so myself.
No había visto una lucha así en mucho tiempo, señores. Tiene que ser la pelea de la noche. ¿Qué digo? Del año.
Good job,
That was
Gizmo.
perfectly. Thank you.
Man, a Nubarak into Cho'Gall. Oh, that's just.
I'll give it to the Zarya because she wasn't, or they weren't in comms, and they did a good job.
dirty.
Pluto, we will have.
I'm actually. Oh my god.
I believe we have one more.
I was literally
Um,
3,500 health away from finishing the healing the wounded.
oh man. But we are going. We're not doing it right now. We're doing an email contest. If you want to shoot us an email, it's lordsofthestorm@outlook.com. Just saying why it is you want the virtual ticket. Whether that's you were planning on getting one anyways, but if you want to win a free one, that's cool. If you were really wanting to go to BlizzCon, but something happened this year, you weren't able to make it, but you're
Do I
still
have
wanting to be a
to
part of the
select that
show,
quest every time I go
it
to
can be
play?
whatever. Just shoot us an email, and we'll be picking a winner for that for next week. Oh, so we do have one for Discord as well? Or is that the email one? TBK.
We got an email one and we got a Discord one.
Okay. So we have two left then.
What's up? Post show stream games.
Hello.
So,
Hiya.
I can do uno mas.
yeah. Need to do another. Let's see. You want a tank, Gizmo?
I mean, I can.
Feeling a Deckard game.
Lords
some
of the
Deckard.
Storm outlook.com. I guess I can just type it in chat.
Actually, I probably want more beef, huh?
Birds are really loud today.
Birds?
Like I hear caw caw. Maybe
That's
should
quick.
be.
Ooh. Oh man.
Double tank.
Do it. Let's do it. I
Here.
can't wait to try Ana.
Looks
Next
like
week.
power build. Yeah, I go missile build. Very rarely do I go Calamity on Li Ming these days. Very rarely.
TBK, I keep meaning to say, for the Moobot, I was thinking, instead of having it so you have the commands come up every so often, you should have what the commands say come up every so often, or whatever the interval is.
Like the actual things?
Yeah, that way it's like, however many minutes it's like, because it's like 3 different messages, so it'll show up as often as the Moobot shows up saying whatever, but then it'll say different things, like, hey, there's a
Like
Discord.
I think it's like every 5 minutes I've got it set to be like, hey, here are all the commands.
Yeah, I feel like the Moobot just...
It should say the actual commands every so often?
I mean, maybe it doesn't have to be like every 5 minutes or something, and it can still say what the commands are if you want them to. But just like that way, kind of
Also
just
say
yeah, because then it like shows up, and if somebody's just sitting in chat, it's like, oh, they have a Discord. Click,
I gotcha. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
I'm in a lot of chats.
I still need to get my Hanzo and my Mephisto to level 5.
Excuse me.
Tao's Doom.
The best map. Fight me.
The name of the game is
do-
Starve the Butcher.
I do love this map. One of my favorite maps.
There's something about Cursed Hollow that I really like, though, but nobody else does.
I really like Kursala.
Okay, then you're the one.
A lot of people like Curse Hollow.
Really?
It's kind of it's Heroes, I think, and we talked about this a little bit on the podcast tonight. I think it's Heroes like most general map.
Basically.
Bienvenidos a la Catedral de las Mejores Batallas del Nexo. La arena está de bote en bote. Y
What's the thing to go now? New habits? Since the Neural Stim Pack nerf? Scroll down.
Faltan 10
And
segundos.
unstoppable, never a bad thing.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Why is what?
Vámonos.
He is, his mic doesn't. That was me. I did it.
Was my joke that bad that you had to leave? She's gone.
I was
Damn it.
trying.
Son of a Christmas tree.
I tried, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was trying, and I think I may have ended up doing more harm than good. That was my bad. I'm too big.
Was hoping to flip him into our team.
Somebody stay with me.
I'm coming.
I don't know why I came up here. You can handle this by yourself.
My cooldown
Yeah.
for so long without you.
TBK needs me. Abathur.
Her
Wicked,
teleport's down.
Wicked, you got this.
God.
Where do we think that Abathur's at? Do you think it's right here?
I didn't have
Oh,
it.
Matt.
No!
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh no, here's. I needed that globe.
That son of a business suit. Am I allowed to swear on
Talento, talento,
This is family friendly.
It's
this?
after
Our
dark
kids
though.
up at 12:30 in the morning. These are bad
Yeah,
parents.
careful bottom, careful bottom.
I keep leaving my globes.
Turn it on.
Okay.
I'm gonna go drop a few potions up top.
It's like the coolest thing I've ever heard. I'm gonna go drop some potions.
We must claim them first.
Whoopsies.
Really want to kill this butcher.
No, me too.
I want the
I'll grab
butcher
this.
to die.
I'll grab this one real fast. Treasure, you may need to help bot.
Finally, the altars are
You want me to go bot?
Capture them, heroes, and be quick about it.
Butcher's on my butt.
Our tower
They're gonna have a late rotation down if we
Abathur's
can
going for it.
take it. No.
Can we stop him? Can we stop him? Oh, make him pay. Make him pay.
cayó ese héroe.
Those
God
clutch
damn it.
heals.
Muerte doble.
We need to get the healer.
I mean, you guys are cranking out them emails. I just keep getting a bunch of notifications right now. Good job.
Qué talento de estos luchadores.
The healer's the thing.
I do have the damage reduction on the cube now.
The altars rise again, heroes.
Alright, I'm gonna potion this
drink?
thing up.
See, they got Maiev top, Ariel's top. Okay, I think they're giving it.
Drink real fast.
Running.
Altars belong to those who claim them.
All this stuff's down.
I got you. Got you, Vans.
Potions just hanging around if you need anything.
You're like a good party host.
The extent of my
You need anything to drink, they're right over
Anything
here.
to drink? Yeah, that's just right over here.
I watch that healer, seriously. We're out. Damn it! I want to kill you. I want to kill one of you.
I just don't understand where she's getting so much energy.
Yeah. It's
Stay
the
a while.
Maiev. She's a slippery little sucker. We got Butcher in the mid. No!
No! Pull. Look out, Butcher's coming in.
Alright, back it. Oh, I got that camp, that was nice.
I'm getting knocked out of every E by Ariel.
Yeah, that Ariel's on point right now.
Yeah.
Careful.
Hi, how are you?
I'm coming.
Good to see you.
Ah,
Coming, guys. Come to me, come to me.
distract them.
I died.
Yes! Nope.
The character
Hey, I'll
portrait.
take
You know, they got the kills, but we got what mattered.
That is very
Alright.
interesting. I'm not sure.
Alright, then I'm coming down.
I have never noticed that.
They're rotating up. They might be looking for boss.
I'll check it here. Yep.
Yep.
Denied.
That was the.
I got another neater.
No! No! No!
Got it.
At least I distracted the butcher. So you're welcome.
Help, help.
We got what was
Damn it.
important. Everyone else lived though.
Dude, this Ariel.
For now.
No.
Oh crap.
We'll all be back up. We'll all be back up. I'm gonna go potion the area up.
Missing my
stuns.
Gonna
Actually,
be on our
almost.
camp.
I've almost got my scroll of identify done.
I was gonna say you look so cute on that puppy. Gizmo.
Thank you.
Ready. Capture them before the Raven
Matches my suit well.
He's getting bottom.
Meet your doom, Gravekeeper.
El público está que arde.
Did they get bottom?
Yeah, they got bottom. It's pushing this bottom.
Gosh, this Abathur just will not leave top alone. It's making me upset.
All right, super healing potions. So let them simmer.
Los rodazos de 7 suelas y gran turismo.
I get Abathur duty.
Get camps?
Yep, yep.
Oh.
I'm thingied. getting
Oh,
ready.
resurrect? What?
Pull back, pull back.
Butcher's rotating down.
I'm gonna get a few. Oh, incoming.
Yes, let the altars rise.
Disc is down.
Coming in. Combustion from behind.
Nice.
Ooh, sweet, I got my quest finished too. Kinda slow. Alright, Wicked, just wait.
I'm gonna go grab theirs.
We've opened a tunnel near our core that leads to the battleground center. Use it well.
Oh, my heroes shall have this gift as well.
This is
They
15
claim
shots.
The altars do
Whoa,
not
really?
disappoint me.
Yes, heroes, activate the towers. The Raven Lord will not keep me from this realm.
Let's just head top as soon as we're done with this.
Fortaleza destruida. Más vale maña que fuerza.
Gonna trade forts and get quest progress.
Fortaleza perdida.
Boss is back up. So if we get a few down, boss will be a win condition.
Los técnicos se anotan esta caída. Fuera esa fortaleza.
Careful here.
Another altar, another battle.
Alright, we just need one of these, so we just need big defense right here. And
DC's in the bush.
I've got Lornado to push back as soon as they're gonna be.
Set up a wall.
It makes Mexican sounds.
And so they return. Capture the altars quickly, heroes.
I walked into that.
I died.
This realm is mine, Grave Keeper.
Oh, he's so low. He's so low right here.
He's about to heal me.
Multitud quiere más.
Oh no.
Should have just rotated out of that. And
How did that go so poorly?
Let's see if you learn your lesson this time.
He wanted you so bad. Well, Butcher's down for 40. I have Lornado. We have boss play, technically.
just keep an eye on boss because I don't. They'd be really slow right now unless they use the.
They're gonna be going for
illusion.
bottom camps.
Yeah.
Both altars are bottom.
Or Abathur mines. Oops.
He's looking for a.
Yeah, we don't have Jaina, so don't go in.
Around safe way. Oh,
Do we want to do boss while they're in there?
oh yeah, yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Start it.
Start it up. Start it up. I have Lornado.
They know we're here. Abathur. Quick.
Uh-oh.
Crap. I'm done.
Yeah.
We probably shouldn't have tried.
All right, we gotta be really careful. They're about to hit 20. Bottom is vulnerable.
They got 20s, don't chase too far.
Isolated. Sorry, I thought we had that butcher.
Diablo should be up before the next. Just nobody died.
Oh my gosh, that heal.
Los rudos perdieron una fortaleza. Eso ya
We only need. We don't necessarily need that one.
So they're gonna have Abba capping theirs.
Yep.
Do we want to try defending ours and Tracer or Jaina or both wrapping around to kill Abba? Sneaky snake, sneaky sneaky.
I'm in a thing. Ivy's gonna cap theirs.
They're grabbing
got
ours.
it.
Can't
That's
get to it.
game.
Oh, that's it. Damn.
Wow.
Poopy.
That's Towers of Doom for you.
Yeah. That hurts.
cara de pollo. Ah, qué forma de perder. Más nieve para
That was a really good Ariel.
Crap.
Epic.
That Ariel won the game for them, no question. It's a super. Ariel totally deserved it.
All right. Well, I got to get going to edit the podcast, and I got to get in bed for work.
Good night, guys.
Thanks
Same,
for joining us for the game.
Yep, GG's. It was a close one.
All right, chat. Thank you for hanging out tonight. Appreciate it. Again, thanks for all the new people stopping by. If there's any of you still around here, I am pooped and I'm mentally drained. But yes, don't forget about the giveaways in Discord, email, probably some Twitter stuff. And we will see you guys next week, Wednesday. Again, 9 p.m. Central. Until then, have a good one, everybody.